Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Driven Gears automotive video. So, I just came back from the Subaru dealer, and I just got my car washed, and then actually rode in my very first electric vehicle, the Subaru Solterra EV. So, how did that change my opinions after driving the Subaru Solterra? I know that Subaru, Mike Shaw, Subaru, and Greeley, it's all watching. I hope you guys are subscribed to the channel and you guys interact with each other here. So basically, what is my opinions? And shout out to Rob, who basically, went with me on the journey and learned how to, about the EVs, ask some questions about, because this is a guy who actually does own EV, and I think a couple other guys, there's a couple other guys who own their Solterras at the Subaru dealer because they do work there. And I've asked him a lot of good questions about that Solterra. And the Solterra I actually drove in was the Subaru Solterra Limited trim. And it's biased, and it's the same thing as the Toyota BZ4X. It's just a rebadge. Never tell the difference. Badge on and off, but you can't tell the difference between each other. It's sort of the same thing. And I've done a lot of reviews on other vehicles, and I've actually watched a lot of reviews, and the reviews I've seen on the Solterras, it's been biased based on its readouts on how power wise and acceleration. Some people say that the acceleration is a little weak, but when you actually drive it and you accelerate, you do get that kickback because of that torque. And it's like 177 pound-feet of torque, 107 horsepower, 177 pound-feet of torque. And this is because this is the dual motor. These are dual motor all-wheel drive vehicles. And then what to go with public charging? And I asked him something about that. So public charging for a Solterra, basically, you can go anywhere and find basically plot out where the level 2 chargers are, at least in your area around, let's say my area, like around Greeley. Look around, anywhere that has level 2 charging, because that's what you can look for. If you live in a house that has a 240 volt outlets, you can plug those out in the garage. And some people say, Rob even saying, because he owns a Solterra, that it also works with 110 volts. It tried, and it may be a little slower, but it actually works very well on 110 volts. 240, and then as we were driving on the highway, basically I asked him, so what is your biases with electric vehicles in the past? Were you kind of against? I mean, for me, going back earlier when I first started doing the car videos, I did have some biases over the electric vehicles. It was either from the production, the vehicles itself, infrastructure, and just price. That was kind of the main problems I had, and just doing other research. But that kind of opened my eyes when I kind of got more research with electrification. And when I first rode in the Solterra, it kind of opened my eyes, basically because of the dual motors, the power it got. And we do have the new Solterra, and we do have the Subaru Trail Seeker. And we have more power, new technologies, and lots of other things. And his opinion before getting the Solterra, if you asked him probably 5 years ago, it was just he was like more concerned over just the infrastructure. And that's kind of where I was kind of similar. I was kind of concerned about the infrastructure, but as time went on, 5 years, couple years, in my opinion, technology, like I said, advanced a lot more based on charging. You can charge your car in just hours. With supercharging, you can split it in half, basically from 4 hours down to 2 hours. or maybe to an hour and a half, or some even can go for an hour, depends on just the vehicle itself, based on the charger, the uniqueness of the charger port itself, and the batteries in itself. Just depends on how many voltage of electricity is being inserted into the vehicle. But yeah, that's basically my opinions after driving that Solterra. I haven't got anything on film because I was just focused on just asking and just driving. Like I was just focused. I was locked in. But that, in my opinion, I mean, would I ever own one? Just depends. Because we almost bought one. It was just because there was a deal, but they were just sold out on it. I would like to own a Solterra or even rent a Solterra. At long distances, if you go from here to Denver and back and forth, you maybe can go all the way to Denver, but going back, you may need to stop outside of Denver to get a charge and finish your journey there, because I said it won't go further distances. And there's people that do very long distances. And there's a lot of people that do probably 5 to 10 minute commutes, and that's very fine for an EV, just 5 to 10 minute commutes. But people doing long distances, maybe not recommended. But I've seen lots of Tesla road trips, and yeah, the amount of charging you may have to do and plotting. And it's very easy to plot, and everything that you have to buy and everything that you kind of have to build up on, basically, when you're going long distance, because it's mainly lots of plotting and smartness to really know, okay, where's the next supercharger? Is this stalled out, or is it not working? How much voltage do I need to complete? How often do I need to charge? How often, how fast does it have to go? And just what range can I get out of that vehicle after I'm done with this charger at, let's say, in X state. So yeah, my opinions have changed with that EV when I drove my very first Subaru Solterra. I've done a video about reviewing the Solterra, just a little quick walkthrough in my opinions from my previous video. So check that out, and I'll see what you guys think about based on the EVs. I want to hear your opinions, and yeah, I want to keep the comments kind of clean, keep them just biased. I kind of like that. But like I said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment down below your opinions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.